talking about? Wait! Okay, now, from the beginning.
Hit it, boys.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. We are live today from Stanmore Bay Reserve in Auckland, a very wet Stanmore Bay Reserve, I'll add, for today's Crown Lift Trucks Fox Championship match between the Hibiscus Coast Raiders and the Atatu Roosters. Very shortly, I'm going to be joined by both coaches for a pre-match interview, as well as club ambassador Seth Gleason. Right now, the reserve grade game's going on behind us. The weather is actually holding off quite nicely right now. So back in a few minutes' time with the pre-match interviews. Welcome in for the Safety First Removals coach interview here with head coach of the Atatu Roosters, Phil Gordon. Well, Phil, we're into week 3. I think you're 1-1. How do you assess things through the opening fortnight, mate?
I think it's been, like the transition from the Fox Premiership and the Championship has been really interesting. Like Richmond last week seems to have built on their form throughout the Fox Premiership. So it was good for us to face them, and I think them getting some players back, having a stronger group was good for us as a group. Tested us in many different places. I think, we're expecting a real torrid battle today. There's 4 Sharman Cup teams desperate to make the Fox next year, so we know it's not going to be easy.
You were obviously in this position a couple of years ago. Does that help, I guess, knowing as a coach how to navigate this situation and a number of your players having been in this situation before?
It's a double-edged sword, really. Like, we were on the other side coming up, trying to be into the Fox. So, it was important that we took a right attitude into playing groups and sides that were already established in the Fox. So, for us, we're trying not to be visitors in this competition. We're trying to be, build residency there. So then we can continue to build the culture in our club and becoming a club that, consistently performs well in that competition.
Injury-wise, how are we looking, Phil? I guess most clubs are carrying some form of injury. How's things looking at the Roosters?
Stu Pruess, he's out for us today, and he's been a very strong cornerstone of our middles. However, it allows opportunities for Takito Mapapalangi to come up, who's been training well and running well with our Reggies, so there's always opportunities.
Weather today, obviously Hibiscus Coast Raiders are a team that do like to throw the ball around a little bit. Does the weather change the game plan for you at all?
I think, to be honest, what we've focused on is our ability to control a game from our type of football and not giving oppositions the permission to play their type of game. We're better when we follow our structure and our plan, and we lay a good blueprint down for the 80 minutes. So hopefully that's what we want to go out and execute today.
Awesome, Phil. Thanks for joining us. We'll let you go and finish warming the team up now. All the very best for today and the next few weeks.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
All right, joined now on the Safety First coach interviews with Matt Ash, head coach of the Hibiscus Coast Raiders. Well, Matt, just asked the same question to Phil. We're 3 weeks in. How do you assess the opening fortnight, mate?
Yeah, we're going well. I think we've sort of played above our weight a lot of the year,
Yep.
which has been good. Yeah, a lot of young guys from the coast. Yeah, which is good.
Last week's defeat to Pakuranga, what lessons do you take out of that?
Yeah, I think every game we've got to turn up and play. I think the boys sort of thought after beating them twice already this year that we'd sort of turn up and get the win. But every Saturday you got to turn up and play, not just think you can.
You obviously did really well through the qualifiers and I guess against second division teams. Now mixing it with some sort of first division qualifier teams. What's the main difference?
Well, actually, this is be the first game against one of the top sides this year that have come down. So, all new, but we've been here a couple of years ago, so we sort of know that it's going to be a different sort of level, than what we have been playing. Yeah.
Liam Macklin, who's out with a hamstring injury, he's just been telling us how much of a loss he is to the team. Can we hear that in your words?
Liam says a lot of things. I mean, he is great at the back for us. We lost our 6 as well. Corey Craig, he's been scoring tries for fun this year. So, Liam's good, but we're Corey. There's a couple of other guys as well. He's good to have around though, Liam.
And just speaking of Corey Craig, I think a few weeks ago it was 10 tries in 2 games. I mean, tell us a little bit about that guy and what's got him flying this year.
Yeah, I think he's got his two brothers. One of them's playing out there now, and another one's running the water. He unfortunately broke his arm at the start of the year. But, having family and the old man played a couple of weeks ago. They all played together, the 3 of them. So, I think just, family sort of, and he's, like I said, all the boys are young. They've all grown up together sort of thing. So it makes it easier.
Awesome. Right, mate, we're going to let you go and finish warming the team up. On behalf of the ARL, all the very best today and for the next few weeks.
Yeah, thank you very much. Cheers.
All right, joining me now, Seth Gleason, who has about 3 different roles at the club as I can work out, but also wearing our Be A Sport ambassador today. Seth, thanks for joining us today. First of all, mate, Be A Sport, very visible around the grounds. Tell us a little bit about, some of the stuff you've put in place over the last few weeks around Be A Sport.
Yeah, no problem at all. Well, firstly, welcome to the sunny Hibiscus Coast. So the last few weeks, we had an incident 3 or 4 weeks ago at the club, and we recognised that we're a family club. We want people to feel relaxed and enjoy it here. So we've implemented a few things. We've put some signage up around the sidelines, sort of asking people to respect the club and drink alcohol only in designated areas. We've got ambassadors, some of the old boys from the club, wearing these, sort of walking around the sidelines and just making sure that people treating everybody with respect, especially the referees. And then big Facebook presence. We've been trying to put it out there. We've got quite a good following, social media following, so been using Facebook to try and make sure people know that we want to respect the referees, we want to respect the officials, we want to respect the people around the club. So that's about it. Yep.
Excellent, mate. And I guess a view of the club this year. Obviously, last year, such a difficult year for every club. How are things looking at the Raiders? Has there been any sort of particular growth in teams or girls' grades that you've been really pleased with?
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, so it's been a real positive year for us. We've got our tails up. Firstly, the top side are doing really well. Fingers crossed we might get up to the Fox this year. But on top of that, we've got an under-16 girls team. We've got an under-18s girls team, which are both travelling down now from Northland at the moment, which is awesome. Just got our own under 12 team. Sorry, under 12 girls team moving now, so and they're doing really well. Our junior grades, I think we've got about in total in the club we've got about 15, 16 teams, which is considering we're up this far up on the coast, we're pretty proud of that. So tails are up, and hopefully next year it all goes to plan. We're going to try and get a ladies team together as well.
Excellent, and of course the girls and women's space, such a rapidly growing area of the game across all parts of Auckland, and great to see it doing well on the coast as well. Let's talk sponsors, Seth, and I know you're probably one of the ones out there trying to always get sponsors. Who are the big ones that you'd like to, I guess, give a bit of a shout out to today?
Well, I own one of the companies who's the big sponsor, so I won't mention them. But so today's Matchday sponsor is Taylor Reinforcing, but a couple of the sponsors of the club. We have Andy Air Power, we have 24/7 Complete Electrical. Who else do we have? We have Datum Projects, which is my company. Joe's Garage in Silverdale, and that's about all I can remember at the moment. Sorry, guys.
Excellent. No, that's fine. And just back to, I guess, the playing numbers, mate. If there are, I guess, particularly girls, given that you've grown in that area right now, girls or boys out there that are interested in joining up, what's the best way for them to get in touch with the club?
Yeah, so probably the best way you can get in touch with the club is through the Facebook page. We monitor the messenger all the time, but pop in, see me, see anyone around the club, around the bar. We'd love to see you. We've got teams from under sixes right the way through, and all the girls teams as well. So yeah, love to see you.
Awesome. Seth, that's all we need today. Thank you very much for your time, and enjoy the game.
Go the Mighty Raiders.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. We are live from Stanmore Bay Reserve here in far north Auckland, and it is a very wet Stanmore Bay Reserve, although the wind has died down and the drain currently reduced to nothing more than a drizzle, which, based off weather forecast, we can be very, very thankful for. I'm Corey Rosser, joined in commentary today by TJ Ashford and Troy Hardy, who will be doing a bit of production work in the background. May chime in for a word or two along the way as well. And we're here live for round 3 of the Crown Lift Trucks Fox Championship. The Hibiscus Coast Raiders taking on the Atatu Roosters, both teams with a win and a loss through the opening fortnight. And as we build towards kickoff, we're going to start by looking at the ladders for the 2 men's competitions, the 2 men's premiership competitions, starting with the Crown Lift Trucks Fox Championship. And this is how things look after 2 weeks. 2 teams who are perfect, Manukau and Richmond, and then nestled in behind our 2 teams for today, Te Atatu and Hibiscus. Pakuranga pick up a good win over the Hibiscus Coast last week. Northcote got back to winning ways after suffering a huge defeat to Te Atatu in round 1. And it's Papakura and Otara who sit on the bottom of the ladder right now, yet to pick up a victory. But just looking at that, TJ, look, it's certainly a sprint in terms of trying to make the top 4 in this one now. But Manukau, I think we sort of predicted that one. They'd be off to a flyer, but I think Richmond as well, after a bit of a shaky qualifiers, will be happy with that.
Yeah, it is. And obviously those two are pretty high up there in terms of their results and things like that at the moment, so they deserve their top 2 spots. But again, this battle out here today between Te Atatu and Hibiscus Coast will put a little gap in between 3rd and 4th potentially as well. So definitely looking forward to some of the action, and every game's important in this division. I believe 8 points is probably the safe zone, so 2 more wins for both of those top 2 teams might put them in the right steed for promotion for 2022.
So there you go, one to keep an eye on now as we move our ladder to the SAS Fox Memorial Premiership ladder. And on top, perfect once again last week, Point Chevalier Pirates. They sit alone on 26 competition points. They're very close to wrapping up the Rukatai Shield, the minor premiership there. They have been absolutely untouchable thus far. And then it's the Glenora Bears, but chasing pretty hard the Mount Albert Lions, who, after a rough fortnight or opening 3 weeks, have come good in a big way. And then there's a big gap back to Otahu, but this is kind of where it gets interesting. Remember, the top 4 go through to the playoffs. And right now it's Otahu, Howick, Marist, Bayroscal and Mangere East, who are all right in that battle right there, TJ. So I guess in one regard, we've got a clear top 3. But 4th place is anyone's game right now.
Yeah, that final position for the top 4 spot there, Corey, is going to be exciting to watch over the coming weeks. And each of those teams are going to be playing against each other as well. So it's important that they try and get those wins together when they play them. And, Bayroscal through the regular season picked off a couple of scalps in Mount Albert as well. I think they came away with a draw in that first round against them and were very close again last week. So although they're 7th at the moment, they're only a couple wins outside that top 4. So expect those bottom 4 teams to push for those spots.
We obviously saw Otahu in battle last week, and look, Point Chev get there in the end. It helped that Otahu were a little bit down on numbers, but yeah, what do you make of the Leopards' prospects? We saw Willie Stowers in reserve grade. He'll no doubt come through soon. What do you make of the Leopards?
Yeah, Willie's got obviously that experience and leadership, so he can lead that big forward pack from the Leopards around the park. And I felt they probably played well in patches there, Otahu. They can definitely score points. We saw each time they got down on that try line, they were able to score a try or two, and it was just potentially, obviously, their errors coming out of their own end last week. So if they can tidy those little areas up, and again, that's just effort stuff, I'm pretty sure they'll go a long way to keeping in that top 4.
All right, let's move to what's on this weekend, and we'll start with the Farrelly Photos Women's Competitions draw. And one game has already been played. Manurewa got up last night over the Otara Scorpions under lights at Leebank Park. Glenora taking on Tuako, Manukau taking on Howick and Tani Wharau, who were beaten for the first time, was it last week or a couple of weeks ago, by Manurewa. They are home to Marist. That park there on screen is in Huntly, if you're wondering. And we're into the playoffs, the semi-finals in the Premiership Division. Manurewa, as top qualifier, have no game this week. They automatically advance to the next round. Ponsonby versus Te Atatu is a loser, goes home match. Winner survives to play next week. And Point Chevalier versus Richmond, that's somewhat of a qualifying game there now. And as you can see from the draw there, the cream of the crop has risen really. We've seen Ponsonby string together some good results. Te Atatu will have a big ask on their hands. We streamed that a couple of weeks ago, and Ponsonby were too classy that day. Meli Hufwanga had a great day at the office, and Point Chevalier, who were strolling nicely as well. But I know Richmond got one over them a couple of weeks ago, so that should be a good clash as well. Let's move now to the Crown Lift Trucks Fox Championship draw. There's our live stream game today. Otara versus Pakuranga. That'll be good. A bit of a local derby there. Manukau take on Northcote at Moyle Park. Apologies for Moyle being spelt wrong. And Pakura take on Richmond at Prince Edward Park. TJ, what's your pick of the games there?
Yeah, I think the Manukau Northcote game will probably be the one for me, and obviously the Richmond Papakura. So Papakura and Northcote are both in the bottom four at the moment, and a loss today will just make their chances a hell of a lot harder to stay in that promotion category for next year.
I am sincerely sorry to the Manukau team and John Kieran, our major sponsor. You think I could get that Moyle Park written any more times than I've actually tried to do it, so apologies, Corey. Box on.
No worries, Troy. You're pretty perfect otherwise, so we'll let you off on that one. Let's move now to the SAS Fox Memorial Premiership. Point Chevalier are home to Mangere East. Otahu take on Glenora again. Apologies for the misspelling of Burt Henham Park. We did correct that during the week a couple of times, but I dare say my colleague has had a little slip up there. Paparoa Park hosts Howick up against Bay Roskill, and Marist are at home to Mount Albert. Bit of a local derby match there now. TJ, when we look at these ones, a chance for Otahu in particular probably to make a statement up against the Glenora Bears after, well, footing it pretty well with Point Chev last week.
Yeah, another battle that'll be played within the forwards, especially in today's conditions as well, Corey. So, look, Otahu definitely need to get a win today against the Bears. They're at home as well, so they need to get up for that one to stay in the contest for the top four. And the other big one for me is Howick and Bay Roskill as well. So a win there to Howick will potentially put them in the top four or keep them intact for that race. And then it'll just push the gap between them and the Bay Roskill Vikings a little bit further away as well. So definitely some tough games there this week. And every single one of them are exciting to be able to cover this week as well, so I can't wait for those results to come through.
Yep, keep an eye on aucklandleague.co.nz. We'll have match reports for every game immediately after it today, all part of the service that we offer here on game day. But let's get back to the action, and the Te Atatu Roosters are out on field. Let's bring up the team lists and run through how they will take the field and the changes. There's a few jersey number changes, but they are pretty well as named. Jeremiah Pai and Nathan Ash form a nice experienced halves pairing. Watch for Ian Mills and Buck Hall in the forward pack. George Prescott as well brings some experience off the bench. And Kavana Takiri Ryan, the fullback. Matt Ash is the coach. And for the visitors, the Te Atatu Roosters, Cortez Taulu has plenty of pace at the back. Cheney Puata and Paniora are the wingers. David Dyer, an experienced centre. Johnson and Pifairangi will be the halves. Isaac Miskey, the dummy half, and then the forward pack's got some big name players in it as well. Scott Jones and Jared Tua. Connell Bevan as well, the Englishman that we saw a couple of years ago playing for Te Atatu. He is back on the field as well. Kalani Pifairangi Charlie will wear the number 19, but I'm pretty sure he'll end up starting today. So that's how the two teams will take the field. Our middle referee today is Aaron Kesher. As we see the two captains on field, Hale and Jared Tua. And it looks like we'll stay the way that we're standing. So it will be Te Atatu to run it back towards the hill end. Reserves now making their way from the field. Big shout out to our match officials today, the Auckland Rugby League Referees Association. Jump on their Facebook page or website if you are interested in taking up the whistle. Always looking for extra people to help cover the games. It is a real challenge to cover all of the games that we have on each day. All right, not far from kickoff now. So underway we go. Te Atatu getting us underway. Round 3 of the Crown Lift Trucks Fox Championship. Bounces up for Nathan Ash, and Mills will get us underway. In fact, that's Adam Davies. Apologies. Wharangi Charlie. Hibiscus Coast, good winners first up. Struggled last week against Pakuranga. Te Atatu Roosters started with a hiss and the roar. I think it was 64-2. They beat Northcote before suffering a loss last week at the hands of Richmond. Ash directs play back infield. Ash points one to the sky. Tested on in greasy conditions. Taulu circling in and takes it bravely. Bounces out of the first contact. The bomb, I believe, will be particularly effective today. There has been non-stop drizzle here at Stanmore Bay Reserve. Here's David Dyer, a former Richmond man. And our first penalty of the game will go the way of the Roosters. A minute and a half gone, and they'll kick their way out of trouble. It's going to be Api Wharangi with the duties. And TJ, look, we have been here since the early hours, and it's been raining throughout, but the field actually in pretty good nick, which I think particularly Hibiscus Coast is going to be pleased about, that it's a nice hard surface still.
Yeah, well, and it never really rains over here in Hibiscus Coast, so the fields are in pretty good condition out there as well. And I just feel, you know, with the sides today as well, Hibiscus Coast probably have the smaller side coming in, but watching them attack through that first set and defend, they're definitely going to be playing some things around the middle with some tight defence today. So look for Te Atatu to have those opportunities out wide.
So Miski rushes the dummy half. We've got a head knock here, I think. It may be Maipi that's picked it up. Johnson goes back door. Wharangi. Now, who was that off? They're going to say knocked on by Te Atatu, I think. So scrum to pack down, and it will be a Hibiscus feed. See here from Wharangi, wanted to play in there, and well, not too sure. You can't tell from that angle what happened there.
Yeah, tough one to catch those ones as well, Corey. Passed at the advantage line there, and too much pressure from the Hibiscus Coast defence. But again, they had some space out wide as well. That was their last defender there, Hibiscus Coast, with 3 attackers out on the edge. So I know we've got Cahill Johnson playing in 6 today as well, Corey, normally a back rower. So you know, maybe him to take a few more tough carries today and play more as a forward rather than a ball playing half.
So Jones and Tua affect the tackle. Raiders taken down on halfway and get a nice penalty out of yardage as well. So Ash elects to tap and go. Nice late offload there, which is scooped up by Dallas Courtney. Hibiscus Coast looking to get the second phase going. Both Pai and Ash positioned down this left edge, and this time a penalty the way of the Roosters. Not too sure what that penalty was for. It may have actually been for back chat, that penalty.
Yeah, it's just indiscretion with back chat towards the referee there, Corey. That's what that one was for.
Nicely spotted, TJ. So Roosters to start this set from just inside their own half. Piwharangi Charlie. And we'll time off for Jones. Miski swinging out the back. Piwharangi links with his edge back rower. This is Lopetti. Lopetti with a late offload. Piwharangi backing up well. A chance on down this Watts. Ikotali shaking free. Still going. Eventually stopped. 3 meters short. Miski jumps into dummy half. Links with his playmaker. Go out to the left. Nathan Ash dishes out the whack. Closes it down. And forces the turnover as well. Well, big play there from Nathan Ash. Good sportsmanship shown afterwards from both he and Cale Johnson as well. So the little halfback there, TJ, we're used to seeing him making big plays on offense. This time it's off the ball.
Yeah, you don't normally see halfbacks put on contact like that, Corey, but it was a great shot, and Te Atatu's just returned serve with that tackle as well. And now, look, they're playing very, very well at the moment, and Te Atatu just taking a bit of advantage as we see a little bit of injury, but they've taken some advantage of some late offloads in that play and managed to get into some really good field position. Just again, that's I just want to touch on Cale Johnson as well, not particularly a half and getting caught with the ball on the last there. So that's just a bit of timing issues there. Hopefully he can fix that up, because if he does, they'll have a bit of issue, a bit of areas to attack out on that left-hand edge today.
And we've just seen a replay of the hit. There was nothing untoward in the tackle. It was Cale Johnson who got flattened by Nathan Ash, and then he decided to dish one out himself. But it was all fair from what we could see on the camera there. But the Hibiscus Coast player in a wee bit of strife. So as we wait for that to be dealt with, TJ, you and the coaching and development team, you've been out and about around the regions this week. Tell us a little bit about what you guys have been up to.
Yeah, on Tuesday we were lucky enough to head up to Northland as well, and we went up to Northland to do a development day. So we took about 40 kids of ours, boys and girls, and we met up there with the Northland Rugby League development team as well, to work with 40 of their kids. So they brought some boys and girls up there as well. So just went through some basic skills and drills, attack and defence, and then we finished off playing some league tag out there as well, the non-contact version, full field version of rugby league for us. And it was actually a really good day, man. It was a good opportunity for us to get back out in the districts and try and share the love as well. We're blessed here at Auckland Rugby League to have quite a few development officers as well, Corey. So it was a very good day up there in Northland on Tuesday.
Yeah, and that follows off the back of a trip to the Bay of Plenty last weekend for a couple of the girls' teams. Mary Pussy doing a great job there. So into attacking territory now, the Hibiscus Coast Raiders. Courtney, the dummy half, swings it to Ash, who looks high. And nicely taken there by Cheney Puata, who shakes out of the first couple and then is taken to ground. You can see there is a fair bit of dirt being dug up already. Taulu now back through the middle of the ruck. Big contact. It was Ian Mills leading the charge.
You can see how compressed the Hibiscus Coast defensive line is too, Corey. They've only got one defender on that side of that far post, so if Te Atatu can hold their shape here, they'll have a bit of opportunity out there.
Yeah, and Piwharangi knows it. He's going to kick out that direction. And, well, it was a pretty well-weighted kick, but unfortunately just drifts dead, so they're back out to restart. So it didn't go to plan that time for the Roosters. Ash restarts play. Hibiscus Coast, brought to you by Coffee Club. and the Te Atatu Roosters by Waipareira Trust. Shout out to all of the sponsors who help support Grassroots Rugby League. We appreciate your support. Of course, here in this competition, Crown Lift Trucks, principal sponsors. Student Footballs as well, the official football supplier to the Auckland Rugby League. Mills to the line. Davies. Ash. Carving back through the middle now. There's a great run from Sam Waterworth. Courtney goes to Ash. There's a chance on down the short here for Hibiscus. A little dink over the top, and the winger can't bring it in. Kyle Dean it was that knocked it on. Had a little half chance there, but couldn't quite bring the football in. So Te Atatu now back out to restart play. 9.5 gone. There's no score yet here in round 3 of the Crown Lift Trucks Fox Championship. Whanangi becoming the makeshift dummy half. Watsakatuli with the carry, followed by Whanangi Charlie. Johnson. Jones gets cut down quick, and the mistake forced as well, and the Stanmore Bay locals fire up on that one.
Yeah, put that down to the line speed and the compressed defence by the Hibiscus Coast Raiders as well, Corey. They've been doing quite well with that so far today, and it's easy to train it during the week. And once you get taken on the outside a couple of times, it's easy to go back to old habits. But they're sticking strong to their patterns, defensive patterns today, and it just proved dividends for them on that set.
So Ash to feed the scrum. Pye retrieving. Spoke to Jeremiah pre-match, still very much enjoying his football and enjoying the chance to give something back to the local area. He's lived up here for the best part of the last couple of decades, working out in West Auckland. Played most of that time with Point Chevalier, but is enjoying being with the hometown club as we see a penalty given up by Isaac Miskey. So Davies with the first carry of the set. Good chance here for the Hibiscus Coast as the clock strikes 12. To register first points in this one, Courtney goes to Buck Hall. Pye to Ash. Hale with a great run. Josh Hale, the skipper. Pye. Back to Davies. Tua there to contain. Pye dribbles the kick in behind, takes a deflection, scooped up. Whanangi might be off here, but they've picked up a little knock on. Looked a little bit too good to be true, so Hibiscus Coast will get another chance there, a bit unlucky there, although we've got a penalty going the way of the Te Atatu Roosters here, so Whanangi will kick for touch. Miskey to Tua. Taken down low. I tell you what, their line speed and First up contact's been pretty good thus far, the Hibiscus Coast, as we see an offload now to Cortez Taulu, former Mount Albert and Ellerslie man. Ash tangled up in the play of the ball. Pewhairangi goes right to the line and then loops the ball over to the left-hand side. Paniora now into space, dinks a little grubber in behind, Scott Jones! Te Atatu on the board first. A lovely break down the left-hand side from Nike. Paniora, a well-weighted kick. And chasing in the man in the red headgear, Scott Jones. It's the Waipirata Trust Te Atatu Roosters 4, Hibiscus Coast 0.
Yeah, as we look at the SAS instant replay there, great eyes-up play there by Api Pewhairangi. Again, I think that's going to play dividends for them today if he can play both sides of the ball. And great support play there by the back row, Scotty Jones, veteran in the Auckland Rugby League Fox Memorial competition. But again, well-executed play. And Corey, I do believe that's probably going to be something for them to be successful with today, is to have Api playing on both sides of the ball.
Nike Paniora has been playing well in the last couple of weeks. That time was the key ingredient to setting up Scott Jones. Full effort to Scott as well for the chase through.
Paniora showed some great hands on that edge too, Corey, as well, at full flight, and pass wasn't exactly on his chest, and then obviously showed some good pace to beat the cover defence there.
Kick no good. Waipirata Trust Te Atatu Roosters 4, Coffee Club Hibiscus Coast Raiders 0. 15.5 gone here at Stanmore Bay Reserve. So Ash drills a kick down low. That's not a bad tactic at all. This time Watsikatuli will pick it up. Cheney Poata. Good contact from the Raiders. Josh Hale, his game off to a good start. We may well have Laurie watching from over in Oz. Maybe Georgia as well. 10 short of halfway. Now Te Atatu. Davies still getting back into the line. Pewhairangi kicks across the body. Tester on at the back here. Nicely cleaned up and a very good kick chase from the Te Atatu Roosters.
Yeah, they're slowly turning the screws here as Te Atatu Roosters. Hibiscus Coast still having bodies to get behind the ball as well, Corey. So as long as they can get this defensive set away with no penalties, they've put themselves in a good position for attacking points in this next set of 6.
And drop ball. So perfect from the Te Atatu Roosters' point of view. A good kick chase, put the team under a bit of pressure, and now an attacking opportunity, which will start about 30 metres out from the line. So Miski retrieves. And off to Paniora. Jones. Nice run from Scotty Jones. Battling for a quick play of the ball as well. Johnson. Shuffling it on now. What's Ikatuli with the footwork? Bounces off the right. Finds an offload. Taulu. How did he bring that in? Great hands from Cortez. Miski now. They jump out to this right-hand side. What's Ikatuli? Roosters hit back with a try down the right edge. A few minutes after their last strike, they double their advantage with a kick to calm it as the Waipatata Trust Te Atatu Roosters in control right now.
Yeah, as we look at the SAS instant replay here, Isaac Miski just too classy outside of dummy half there. And you can see him eyeing space there. A nice little backdoor play with the winger just tying up Jeremiah Pai there in the number 3. Chavez Watts Ikatuli managing to get in there for his first 4-pointer for today.
Whairangi from just about up against the right-hand touchline. This one no good either. Waipatata Trust, Te Atatu Roosters 8. Coffee Club Hibiscus Coast Raiders 0. 20 minutes gone here in our round 3 Crown Lift Trucks Fox Championship clash between the Roosters and the Raiders. And TJ, you probably nailed it earlier. The Te Atatu Roosters just got that feeling right now that they're starting to get a little leg up in those just little areas and turning the screws, as you put it.
Yeah, I just felt like they're taking it a set at a time as well and not rushing, but it's important that they save this one here. Yeah, they have. So, yeah, they're slowly turning the screws too, Corey. They're not trying to look for an instant answer, so they're playing the long game, kicking deep into corners and turning in the screws with their defence as well. So they're looking in a good position right now, but again, they got to complete the set with the footy.
Tua. Jones. He's taken down just short of the halfway mark. Back to Jared Tua. Tua puts Whairangi Charlie into a yawning gap. Buck Hall did well to recover and bring him down. Miski shifts play back to his skipper. Roosters now with a bit of front football. Whairangi goes across field, a high one, a tester on. This will be contested. It's allowed to bounce. Oh, no. Cheney Puata says, thank you very much, I'll have that. He won't score an easier try. That just sort of magically popped up for him there, TJ.
Yeah, it did, Corey. And as we look at the Crown Lift Trucks instant replay there, again, the experience of Api Whairangi. He's just eyeing up the space there. And Cardinal sin here, guys, if you're watching the live stream action today, is you always got to get to that ball on a full. And the winger was in position here. He just needed to at least attempt it as well, Corey. That's the main thing for me. He was in a spot there where he could have taken it. So things to learn by. But again, good kick chase there by the number 2, Delaney Chani Puata as well. And he seems happy to get across for his first four-pointer for today.
Ian Delaney, another successful product of Calston Boys High School. Remember calling him in the school comp quite a while ago now. One stage there he had a deal with the Cronulla Sharks and was playing a bit of footy over in Australia. No luck on the kicking front once again. Waipatata Trust, Te Atatu Roosters 12. Coffee Club Hibiscus Coast Raiders 0 here in round 3 of the Crown Lift Trucks Fox Championship. So don't be surprised at all if Nathan Ash looks to, again, drill this one low, or do they go high and deep? Well, neither. Short and high. Contested, takes a bounce. That's knocked on from Te Atatu. This will be Raiders' ball. Well, he's going to go the way of the Te Atatu. No, it looks like it's been reversed now. It's going to go the way of Hibiscus.
Yeah, on-field officials called double knock-on here. Corey first off Te Atatu and then second by Hibiscus. So again, you heard before kickoff there as well, Corey, Te Atatu, all they were talking about was, complete the set here, and obviously they haven't, they failed to capitalise on that opportunity there and completing it, and they need a big defensive set here because one try can get Hibiscus back in this game.
Yeah, with those missed conversions, it is only a 2-score game right now. So they'll work it through the middle. This is George Prescott, former Howard Hornets man. I think he played for another club out there in East Auckland. TJ, do you remember?
He sure did. He did play for Howard, but he's also an Ellerslie Eagle, man. And shout out to George. I know he's living out here on the coast at the moment, so I'm glad he's somehow playing back in the game as well.
So they go out the back door. Hale, oh dear. Put down with no one around there from Waterworth. So they'll turn over the football. And we'll have a Te Atatu feed, 25 gone here at Stanmore Bay Reserve. TJ, it would be remiss of us not to mention the absence of our scoreboard man today. Believe the young fella, he was desperate to come out with Dad to the footy today, but a little too wet.
Yeah, he was, man. And I've got to give a shout out to my young fella. Thanks for that, Corey Cooper. Love you, mate. Unfortunately, you couldn't come to work with Dad today. It is a little bit wet, so I don't want you being sick next week before school. But hopefully we can get you back here in the next couple of weeks as well, because Corey's hands are a little bit tough today and he can't quite do the scoreboard properly. Son, needs your help. So shout out to you, my boy.
Yeah, good on you, Cooper, and keep practicing those passes, mate. Doing very well with his footy this year as young Cooper. So Miski to Tua. Tua with a little change of direction. Jared Tua's been heavily involved early on here. Miski to Piwhairangi Charlie, punching through the middle of the park and up over halfway. Bit of footwork to get out of trouble now, and, well, Piwhairangi did really well to reposition himself there. Bouncing ball on at the back, it's a good one, which will just float dead. Hibiscus Coast breathe a sigh of relief. It's the little things with classy playmakers like Uppy. The way he got back into position for that kick there saved his team from a little bit of a disaster up there on halfway.
You can just see there as well, Corey, on that defensive set. Te Atatu have obviously got a few opportunities out wide in the last couple of sets, and what that's done to Hibiscus is that it's actually spread their defensive line out. You notice in their first 15 minutes, very compressed. They were winning the ruck and controlling the speed of it. Now that they've had a few opportunities go out around them, they've basically widened their defensive line, and it's creating Te Atatu with a quicker play the ball at the moment.
Johnny Fayette. Good run from George Prescott. Finds his front as well. That's a great carry. Hickey jumps off the back of it on a quick play of the ball. Hale now crabbing his way across out to the right-hand side of the field. Waterworth will become the dummy half. Ash puts one high. Tester on here. And Carter puts it down.
Bit of a change for George Prescott this year as well, Corey. Traditionally a winger for the likes of Howick and Ellerslie the last few years, and playing in the front row here for Hibiscus. And one thing I can say about George is over the time that I have had the privilege to work with him, I still believe to this day he's probably got one of the best quick play the balls. And you mentioned that in the last previous set, and just coming out of yardage when he was a winger a few years ago, that was something that was one of his skills and one of his attributes that he could bring to a footy side. So look for George to speed up the middle of the ruck as well with his carries.
So Piwhairangi with another high one. Kafana to Kitty Ryan brings the ball back this time. They have identified that I think Caleb Carter really doesn't want to borrow the high ball today, so they're going down that way. Nice and often. As Carter now comes in for a bit of work. Raj with the play of the ball. Johnny Fayette getting good value out of the bench right now. The Hibiscus Coast. We've got a penalty. It'll go the way of the Raiders.
It's a big defensive error there too, Corey. A penalty late in the tackle count, and they had them inside their 40 there as well. And you can still see there Hibiscus Coast still walking around the middle of the field. So that was a big set defensively for Te Atatu, and I just feel that they let the pressure off there.
Fire. Hickey jumps out and then links with his back rower, Matafil. Jones. Fayette marching them forward. Jones, well, looks a little bit unorganised that time for Hibiscus Coast. Johnny Fire might be in a bit of trouble in the background. Pye kicks, and it's beautifully taken down low. And the Roosters now a chance to work their way out. Dyer gets driven backwards. What's the penalty for here? They're going to call forward. It's not a penalty. So an error coming out of yardage for the Te Atatu Roosters. Well, they welcomed Hibiscus Coast down here with a penalty late in the tackle count, and now an error while coming out of yardage. Prime opportunity for the Raiders. 31 on the clock. It is the Te Atatu Roosters who lead 3-0, but only 12-0 due to none of them being converted. We're going to pack down and do that whole exercise again. To Kitty Ryan, running it hard and copped one from Watsikatuli as a result. Hickey to Waterworth, shows them on the pass. Containing them for the time being here, Te Atatu, camped on their own line. Jones charging towards the line. There's an errant Steeden on the field in the in-goal area. Back is the call from referee Kesha. Pye becomes the makeshift hooker. Swings the ball to Ash. Ash kicks across field. Chance on here for the Raiders. Nicely done, but is he short? Looked like he might have got there. Kesha says play on. They spin the ball back to the direction of Prescott. And it all breaks down. Well, TJ, they were very, very close that time, the Hibiscus Coast Raiders. Let's take a look on the replay and see if we can pick this up.
Yeah, I think the on-field officials got that one right too, Corey. I believe he was short as well. Nice. Great tackle by the number 5, Nike Paniora. Setting up tries and saving them as well, Corey. That's what every great winger does.
Yeah, and you're quite right, TJ. Great call from our on-field officials after taking another look at that one. Hakaraya back in field. Might have heard a grimace on the commentary box there. That was big contact. Hakaraya now jumping out. Shakes out of the first one. Hakaraya has support on his shoulder. Bevan! Te Atatu win again. Boston Hakaraya not long on the field, causing all sorts of drama at the bottom of the ruck. A nice support play there from Connell Bevan, the Englishman. Te Atatu Roosters jump out to 16.
Yeah, as we look at the Crown Lift Trucks instant replay there, again, Te Atatu just taking advantage of the defender staying down in the ruck as well. So isolated them at marker position there in the number 16. Boston Hakaraya, experienced campaigner as well, slicing through. And again, Bevan Connell just supporting in the play there and managing to get him for his first 4-pointer on for today as well.
Api Pafarangi says thank you very much. Finally, an easy conversion.
Big change of energy there as well, Corey. Hibiscus Coast spent the last couple of minutes down there attacking the try line and came up with nothing. And Te Atatu's just gone down there in one set of 6 and managed to score their 4th try for today, extending that lead with that successful conversion, 18 points to 0.
So it's all Roosters so far in the first half. 5 to play here in round 3 of the Crown Lift Trucks Fox Championship. Ash hoists one high and out wide. Watzekatuli claims that one this time. Hakaraya. Work back through the middle now via Mapapalangi. Quick play the ball as well. Hakaraya. He's added some spark around the ruck there as Paniora receives the ball out wide and then gets twirled around and taken down. Dyer to Jones. Jones, tempted by the offload, gets it away to Dyer. He picks up another 5 metres. The other two looking the goods right now. Pafarangi. Low one across field. It's going to bounce in no man's land. Oh, well done, Caleb Carter. Did well to get in there and claim that one. Cheney Puata fighting for the ball. Good run out of dummy half as well. I think that's to Kitty Ryan. Pai to Raj. Back through the ruck. Bit of energy about the Hibiscus Coast right now as Jesse Hickey comes in, and they'll get a penalty here for inside the 10. Oh no, it's going to be for high tackle. Ash. Defence from Scotty Jones. Premiership winner with Howick. Original member of the Vodafone Junior Warriors way back in the day. Spent a long time over on the West Coast as well in Australia. Here's Ash with a lovely ball laid at the line to Hale. Hale fighting to try and get over the line. He's got blue jerseys everywhere. Hickey. Waterworth. Battling to get over and got there in the end. What an effort. Sam Waterworth really had to fight for that one. I thought he'd been held up, but then out of nowhere emerged an arm, planted the ball in the Hibiscus Coast on the board in the shadows of half-time.
As we look at the Crown Lift Trucks instant replay there, number 3, Waterworth, just proving too difficult to stop. They had the numbers there too, Te Atatu, and just failed to secure the ball there, and Waterworth wriggling out of that would-be tackle and getting Hibiscus Coast first try on the board for today. Again, Corey, they've camped down here for the last couple of minutes as well, and they've done quite well there to capitalise on that opportunity, and they definitely needed that to get themselves back into this contest. just while we're waiting on this kick as well, Corey, I've got two updates. Point Chevalier currently leading that contest 6-0 over Mangaret. And Manukau Magpies as well leading that contest against Northcote 6-0 also. So some tight contests from around the ground so far.
Yeah, and I dare say if the weather's like this throughout the rest of Auckland, which I think it is, that will be helping that along as well, ensuring that we have some nice close games today. So we await the conversion. Thought it might be Nathan Ash kicking, but it looks like it's Taylor Raj. Strikes it, and it's well and truly away. Half-time siren blows. Waipareira, Te Atatu Roosters 18, Coffee Club, Hibiscus Coast Raiders 4. That's the first 40 minutes gone here in round 3 of the Crown Lift Trucks Fox Championship. A short break for us. We've got some highlights for you in the break before we get back with the second half action here at Stanmore Bay. Sass uprights, but he is then taken to ground. Solid on the line so far here at Tahu. Tamarua plays him in short, and that'll be the opener to Dylan Tavita. Hunt. Gives it out to Filimaua. Chance on here for Connor Toto Purcell. Marches his way over the line. He likes to use his middle forwards to go short range. Tamarua charging towards the line. This is the last. Makawi borrowing low, gets there. Good stuff from Siweli Makawi. Phoenix Hunt to Vasu Fuanga. And quick hands out wide. Chance on here. We're going to need confirmation. What's the call from Green? Going to the spot. It's all good. Otahu. Vaifisi bringing this ball forward. Hunt directing traffic. Toto Purcell. Oh, very nice. Tricky stuff. Bounces out of it. Latu. Oh, too easy. Too easy in the end. It's Solomona that finishes it. His younger brother becomes the dummy half. Look at how they have turned this around here, the Leopards. And to Connor Toto Purcell looking for his third. Too easy for the big man. And doesn't he love it? Connor Toto Purcell, his third try of the game.
Side half by the look of it, mate.
Latu. Tavita. Oh, great run from Dylan Tavita. Just brave at the line there. Tavita, Maynard, here's Tomovavi. Tomovavi sells him on a dummy and strolls through. Oh, that's Latu. Makawe, Tomovavi. Here's another one. This time it's Pasini. Oli Tomovavi at the heart of it. Latu goes to Tamarua. Tamarua goes back door to Vita. Chance on down the left-hand side. Sorensen McGee holds up. Solomona. Peach of a finish in the left-hand corner. Otahu Hunt to Toto Purcell. Pops an offload. And Tommy V is over. Tom Vafusu Anga over for a try. Tamarua. Makawe, Ledger, goes himself. Francis Ledger puts the exclamation mark on a come-from-behind victory for the Point Chevalier Pirates. Tamarua steps in. It's okay. Ah, pigs will fly. Brody Tomaroa with the 2 points, and that finishes the game here at Walker Park. It is the Ortex Point Chevrolet Pirates 42, A&G Construction Otahu Leopards 28. Captain of the Otahu Leopards, Connor Totoa Purcell. Well, Connor, a brave effort with a two-man bench for most of the game. How do you come out of that game feeling?
Yeah, but gutted, to be quite honest with you. Injuries don't really make up the effort I felt we put in for most of that game. I won't lie and say I feel like there's a few harsh calls out there, but that's footy, I guess. They're a quality team, and yeah, bit gutted.
What was the sort of plan once those two guys went off? I mean, did you realise at that point that people like yourself were going to probably have to play bigger minutes, and I guess how much disruption did that cause on that reshuffle?
Yeah, I think a bit, especially it's more, I guess, our edge players getting injured too, which I guess they did expose in the end of it. It was getting scored on a bit on the edge, so the reshuffling there really hurt us a bit. Second rows having to play more centre roles, and I think Jacob Paulo pushing out the second row sort of hurt us a bit, but in footy you've got to find ways to, I guess, overcome the obstacles that you face, and I guess we just didn't do that well enough today.
Right. Captain of the winning Point Chevrolet team, Francis Ledger, joins us now. Well, a try on the siren there for you, Francis. You come out of that game having come from behind at half-time. What do you make of it?
It was a slow start from us. We knew that we were going to come out strong, like they always do. Their forwards are always their focus point for us. So for us, it was just trying to match their middles with our middles. And, I think that we missed the jump at the get-go.
Lost Kane Mave, I think at half-time he left there, but pretty nice having a guy like Makawi to slot into the halves.
Yeah, I think we're lucky to have a few players in our team that can pop into a few positions whenever need be, especially the halves. Without a half, we would have been one-sided attack. So a guy like Ali, who's been there, done that before in a GF, just slide in, is just lucky that we have him on our bench.
Did have a guy out there who wasn't playing in the halves but seemed to be trying to be one. Brody Tomaroa, I think he had 3 general play kicks and then he kicks a sideline conversion at the end. What's that all about?
Oh, we've been giving him banter because he kicked some goals at training, and I said, well, when the pressure's on, then we'll see how you go. So he got the last shot and he proved us all wrong, but it's good having Brody in the middle. It's another half that we can use to move the ball along the middle, and Brody's doing an awesome job for us this year.
We've got your back.